Hello, everyone, and welcome to another special interview episode of Oceanus FM. I'm your host, Alleykat, and big thank you to the OFM team. Without the support of Uriel, Dreamer, and the current Monarchs on the Oceanus server, this episode wouldn't even be happening. And of course, our special guests, Ithikari, is with us today. Welcome, Ithikari. Have we lost your audio there? Oh no, there you are. So we've got Ithikari on the channel, and the context behind that is we've got a new community engagement event that's been announced by Soulbound Studios, Raiders of the Lost Vault. And as a part of this event for their upcoming game, Chronicles of Elyria, one lucky member on our Oceanus server will win the 4th Monarch slot. Ithikari is one of the candidates who has put his name forward. So he is a Monarch hopeful. And what we're trying to do on OFM is give all the candidates a platform to pitch their kingdom idea to the community and sort of give the community an opportunity to get to know everyone, get to know all the candidates. Before we begin, today's interview is very much focusing on your pitch, Ithikari, the Pirate King, the Pirate Court. We really want to talk about you and your concept in regards to the competition generally and the other contenders. We'll probably cover that in an upcoming episode, but today we want to talk about Ithikari. So with that out of the way, tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience with Oceanus.
Well, I've been a part of the Oceanus community going on for about 2 years. Before that, I was on NA West for about a year. So I've been a community member on COE for roughly 3 years now. Awesome. One of the longest members in COE.
Were you a Kickstarter backer?
No, I was not. I tried to, but I didn't have the funds at the time.
Gotcha. So you initially started off, did you say NA West, is that correct?
Yes, NA West. I was under Polite.
Cool, sweet. So what brought you across to Oceanus from NA West?
Well, there was an argument.
An argument?
Someone wanted to join Polite's duchy, and we got all together to vote on it. Everyone said yes, but this person was a friend of mine at the time. We were talking privately for months. But she said to me that she was going to Polite's duchy, but then not going to Polite's duchy, then maybe going to a different duchy, and so on and so forth. And so I put my vote in and said no, because she doesn't have a proper answer, we cannot...
Gotcha.
We cannot, vote for, we should not vote for someone that might not even be here until they give a 100% answer and dedication. Then it should be a thing. Because we were friends, it got heated. An argument happened. I said things, she said things, and at the end I was kicked out of that duchy, but I was always welcomed in Ashlands at the time.
Awesome.
I've been asked to go back multiple times, and I've refused each time.
Okay, so there was a bit of fallout in your community on NA West, but you're based in Australia, is that correct?
Yes, I am in Northern Territory.
Cool.
For the time being. Yeah,
so there was a bit of fallout. You came across to Oceanus, and at the time, what was that, 2 years ago? Was it just Lor Voskara at the time, or was it Carpentaria back then?
It was Lor Voskara and Aequitas. Emery invited me over.
Oh, cool.
And so I joined him, and then immediately Kat was a duke at the time, and convinced me to join him, so I've been with him ever since. Awesome.
And what's it like being, as somebody who has perspective from a different server, what is it like to be in the Oceanus server relative to that?
Less talking.
Oh, yeah?
Definitely less talking.
Is that a good thing?
I'm sure a lot of my NA West servers as well, so there's definitely more talking going on there. I used to always play games with them as well.
Oh, yeah? What kind of games did you enjoy playing with them?
We usually played Overwatch. There was also some Heroes of the Storm.
Nice. So,
it's more play with at the moment.
So is it more sort of competitive arena kind of games that you enjoy? Is that your style?
I like both. Like, there's times where I really want to be competitive and beat anyone, and then there's also times where I just can't be bothered, and I just want to be like, you know, I play Crusader Kings 2 with Gayamoto a lot.
I love Crusader Kings 2. That is a great game. If you guys have not played Crusader Kings 2, go check out Crusader Kings 2. So you've got to this stage where you've now spent years in the Oceanus community. You're an Oceanus veteran. So what's brought you to a point where you want to put your name forward as a new potential monarch?
Well, if you've ever noticed Chronicles of Elyria actual Discord, people would know that I'm actually fairly well known.
Yep.
I'm known as the nipple tassel guy.
You are known as the nipple tassel guy.
Damn right. I'm also known as the guy who stabs a lot. And that started out in IRC before Discord was officially used for Chronicles of Elyria.
So, long history there, but what's the motivation behind wanting to make a new kingdom, a pirate kingdom of all things?
Well, the issue I have with OC currently and some of the contenders is that if they get it, they're going to side with someone and then the server will stagnate. I believe that I will bring combat and conflict and that to the server. Same with Lady Grace. I completely support Lady Grace as well. Because we want more conflict, we want more stuff to happen, we want story to be driven, we don't want people to basically get complacent in COE and think everything's all good, and then have absolutely, nothing happen, and everyone's basically stuck in their own corner of the world. We want stuff to happen, minor skirmishes, some conflict, and yeah.
And you're focusing particularly on coastal raiding, is that correct?
Coastal raiding and ship raiding. I will gladly take your ship.
Yes, of course, because you're the pirate king. Well, you're the hopeful pirate king.
Hopeful indeed.
So with that concept, chances are you'll should you win this crown, you'll have a very long land border with Lor Voskara, and you're interested in a specific kind of conflict. But how do you see that being sort of sustainable when you might have land armies coming down from the north, and it sounds like for the purpose of excitement and narrative twist, you do want a conflict there. So what's the sustainable path there? How do you keep your kingdom viable when the whole point is to cause a bit of trouble?
Well, with the way Map 7 is designed, as you said, the chances are it'd be Kingdom 4, and it's half of it's landlocked, well, a quarter of it's landlocked, the rest is, sea adjacent.
Yeah.
With that, they definitely can send a bigger army towards the border to patrol and that for, potential invaders. And also, a strong navy is always welcome, just in case they try to go on land, try to go a different route.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd hope that you have a strong navy. You're the pirate king.
Of course. But with that, I will be focusing on military as well, because I don't want to become this, defenseless person.
That's true. And you do say that in your forum post, actually. You talk about how that you're going to have a fully armed military, which you as a king will be supporting. And you also have something that you refer to as the pirate court. Tell us about the pirate court. I'm very fascinated by courts generally. We had Lady Grace on yesterday's episode talking about the Black Queen's court, and I'm very curious about this pirate court. How do you envision it being realized?
The pirate court design is, designed to be kind of like how Black Sails were.
Oh, tell us about Black Sails.
Black Sails is about Treasure Island.
Yep.
So it's got people like Captain Flint, Jack Rackham, Anne Bonny.
So it's kind of your stereotypical pirate adventure setting.
It's based on actual history.
Oh yeah,
I believe, if I remember correctly.
so how is the inspiration from Black Sails work into your pirate court idea?
Well, because they wanted to create their own country, if I remember correctly. Don't blame me, I haven't watched it in about 5 years.
It's all good. We're still getting insight into how you imagine this happening. So tell us about your thoughts there.
So the idea is the captains that have get the most treasure, the most booty, have the most powerful sailors, and all that, become, well respected, they get more infamous. So the idea is that captains that do extremely well get a lot of booty, bring in a lot of funds for the kingdom, will end up on a spot as a pirate court, and they will get to democratically vote stuff through.
To what extent? I mean, do they get to determine democratically who the ruler will be?
We will be focusing on scribing as well to try and get through to be a democratic kingdom.
Pirate Republic.
Yes.
That's really cool. So, sorry, what was that? I just lost you there.
That's the end goal, to become democratic and try to have elections maybe every 6 months in game. I mean, real lifetime.
So would the elections sort of be something that only the ranked pirates can participate in, or would that be something that you envision all of your community members would be able to participate in?
I would have to say, I didn't think about that, and I'd have to say that it'd be the most trusted pirates at the moment.
So I
think that would be a better idea, so, everyone's still on the court, and then something like, kind of like how Australia is, people get behind a party, and then they vote for the party, and then the party leader becomes Prime Minister.
So that's very parliamentarian. But from what I'm understanding, you're talking about pirate ranking really being the thing that determines whether you get into this court. So how does that sort of work with the long-term vision of sort of democratic representation?
Well, people in the pirate crews can also vote for them, offer to be a part of it. And
or mutiny? Become a pirate? You want to vote, you can just bring in more loot to the kingdom?
If they mutiny over someone and they take control of their crew, it is a respected crew, so they would still have power.
So you would likely be positioned in Kingdom 4, as we discussed earlier. And does that limit your reach of coastal raiding targets? So would that mean that Lor Voskara is sort of, and that's me presuming that Lor Voskara will get its choice, but does that mean that that's the one that's going to be within reach and that's going to get targeted all the time? Or are you guys going to go as far up as the north and give some of those the Aequitas raiders a run for their money?
Everyone is equal game.
Everyone is equal game. But surely the tyranny of distance means that can't be entirely true.
Well, if you keep raiding them, then they won't have any money. So the idea is,
it's a good point.
If you go further, you get more gold, you get more loot.
That is a good point.
And then if you disrupt trade routes, you get even more loot.
So what about those of us who want to participate in your kingdom, but we're not really PvP centric? Is there a place for us in a kingdom like yours?
Of course, we definitely need blacksmiths to create weapons. We'll need farmers to create ale and food to sustain the population.
Gotta eat.
We need... Yeah, you gotta eat. We'll definitely need people who do research and ship makers. Everyone is definitely welcomed within the kingdom. There's a spot for everyone. If people don't think we don't need animal husbandry, that's definitely a lie, because we will have a military, and we will definitely need cavalry.
What would you say to those who are perhaps cautious of supporting you because they're worried about having a pirate faction on the server, one that might be economically or even in-game physically harmful to their concepts of what they want to pursue? What would you say to those who are worried about a pirate kingdom? And how do you sway them to support you?
Well, people who don't generally want conflict aren't going to be looking for conflict. But also with that in mind, this is a game where conflict will occur. We've got banners, we've got deviants, we've got all that. So conflict cannot be avoided, whether it's internal or external. There is no,
safe haven. There's no Elysium.
Well, there's no, safe haven, but there's going to be mitigating factors, As I said, I'm lacking sleep at the moment. It's kind of hard to trying to do my best.
That's okay. We are getting towards the end of the interview, and I'm actually super grateful that you even agreed to do it, given how much sleep you haven't had. So you've got this platform now, and people on the Oceanus server do watch OFM. You've got a chance to talk to them directly. Is there anything you want to say to them while you've got them here?
If you give me coins, I definitely appreciate it. If you choose to support someone else, that's fun too. If I win, I win. If I come second, I'll still make, a pirate duchy. Or a pirate-ish duchy, and I will work with the, whoever wins king. I'm not going to just go, chaos.
Nice.
I do want a stable kingdom. It's definitely my goal is to have a stable kingdom, and I definitely want, a happy population. Whether you roleplay, whether you don't, whether you want to be extremely religious, whether you want to be an atheist, everyone's pretty much welcome. And even if it doesn't work out, shit happens,
It certainly does. And if you want to support Ithikari, Ithikari's forum name is conveniently Ithikari. So when you're sending those coins, if you're wondering about why we've got the name in brackets, when we're interviewing the candidates, we are putting their forum name in brackets and their commonly known name above. But in this instance, it's Ithikari. And we'll have instructions on how to support Ithikari in the description, as well as a link to Ithikari's Kingdom Platform forum post. With that being said, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Ithikari. I know that I kind of made you wait a little bit there, but I really appreciate that you've taken this opportunity, and I'm sure everyone in the community has appreciated that you've taken this opportunity to talk to us and share your pitch.
No problem at all.
And with that being said, this is Oceanus FM. I am Alleykat, and stay tuned next time. We're hoping to get interviews with Hajime and Preacher sometime soon, and we'll have a Monarch panel in the near future. Have a good night.